Hi, this is Jeff Lesher with What's the Point? And I think my mom thinks that as someone who consults with organizational leaders about large strategic issues and their own ability to influence the actions of others, that I know a lot of really highbrow, complicated stuff. And maybe that's true. But here's what I've also learned and been reminded of time and again, that really operating with basic manners is the foundation of effectiveness in leadership and in organizational success. And today's point along those lines is the power of apology, to say you're sorry. And I know that in this particular moment in U.S. circumstance, the apology seems to have faded away as something that we're responsible for. And not only do we not say we're sorry, we double down on whatever it is that we did was wrong in the first place. And that's one of the reasons that I was so gratified to read a piece, which for our subscribers is attached to this video link, from the Wall Street Journal about a small startup olive oil company called Grazia, one that my son happens to favor, and I didn't even know that. And what happened, in short, was that they screwed up when it came to holiday package shipping. They were late, they weren't wrapped correctly, and they weren't packaged in the way that was suggested. So where, when, and how their product was delivered was substandard, not just suboptimal, which led their co-founder and CEO to write an email apology to thousands, I think over 30,000 customers, and among other things, say he was sorry, say what he was sorry for, to explain a little bit, but not too much, and definitely not make excuses, and then own the circumstance in terms of providing something back of value to the customer in a genuine way, which in this case was a $4.43 discount on their next order. And parenthetically, one of the wonderful elements of this story is that many of his customers wrote back and said, we will give you the second chance that you've asked for. And by the way, he didn't include a link back to his website in the apology because it wasn't intended to drive traffic. But we won't take you up on the discount. We support your effort and we really appreciate your candor and your ownership of what went wrong. So take that away today as a point that by owning what you don't do as well as you could, which always befalls us. In other words, each of us is going to screw up again. The question is when and about what. And one of the things that we can and should do is apologize. Say we're sorry. It's good manners and it's good freaking business, and that's the point.